Hi, I'm Kate Sellers. I'm one of the vice presidents of Charles Sellers and Company Insurance Agency, and this is a quick webinar that's intended to help professional business owners understand the basics of disability overhead insurance. Our agency, Sellers Insurance, is over 100 years old, and we specialize in insurance for physicians, attorneys, their families, and their businesses. I'm a fourth generation owner of the agency. I'm a licensed insurance agent and also an attorney. Some of the basics about what disability overhead insurance is. It's also sometimes called business overhead or business overhead expense insurance. This is an insurance policy that is specifically for business owners, especially professional services business owners, because if you're an attorney or a physician and you own your own business, the services you provide are one of either the sole income stream or one of the main income streams for your business, which makes your business vulnerable in the event that you become sick or injured and you can't generate income. So that's what this policy does. It helps you pay your fixed overhead expenses if you're disabled for a period of time. And you plan to return, you want to keep your business running while you recover, but you have a period of time where you can't bring revenue into your practice to pay your bills for your business. So it helps your practice keep going while you recover so that when you're healthy again, you can go back to work and your practice is still up and running. It's a little different than your personal disability insurance, which I think most professionals are more familiar with. It has a shorter payout period, usually 1 to 2 years, because the idea is that within that period of time, you will recover and go back to work. And if it's a more permanent disability, you're typically going to be considering after a year or two closing the business. So it's typically set up with a shorter benefit period and also usually a shorter waiting period than many professionals place on their personal disability insurance, because the bills that come into a business are pretty relentless, and most business owners don't want to have too long of a waiting period. So why consider purchasing this insurance? The first is, a reason that you purchase much of your insurance protection. It's for peace of mind. It just helps you not worry about what would happen if you couldn't generate income for your business. But also, it doesn't just help your business, it helps your family. Because if you don't have this insurance, you may very well need to dip into your personal savings or use some of your personal disability insurance benefits to keep your business running. And it's really a better idea to keep those monies for your family and have a separate source of income protection for your practice. This insurance is really becoming more important because, as anybody running a business today knows, costs are on the rise. It's becoming very expensive to employ people and provide benefits, more expensive than ever. And the costs of technology are rising, rents are very high. So for all of those reasons, having this coverage really has become more important. It's also a great idea to have this coverage to protect your business partners. We often see physicians or attorneys who are in practices with several other colleagues. They purchase this so that if they go out and can't generate income, the stress of that doesn't fall on their business partners. And it's also not unusual for a business's owners to have agreements with each other in writing as part of their operating agreements or other agreements that they agree to get this coverage to help protect each other. Many of your fixed expenses can be reimbursed with this coverage, and here are some examples of covered expenses. The big ones are typically employee salaries and benefits, your rent or your mortgage interest if you own your building, your electronic health record systems costs for physicians. We're seeing how expensive that is. That's typically a big expense that can be covered. Your utilities, such as electricity, heat, water, and your office insurance. Your malpractice insurance can really be one of the big ones, in addition to things like your workers' compensation and property and liability premiums. All of these expenses can keep going even if you're not able to work. It's not difficult to apply for coverage. First, you would determine the appropriate amount of monthly coverage based on the expenses you have and that you're responsible for. For example, if you have 2 partners, you look at your total monthly expenses divided by 3, and then there are maximum amounts available, typically up to $50,000 in the medical profession. Then you select your waiting period, 15, 30, 60, 90 days. Those are all options. I would say most of our customers pick a 15 or 30-day waiting period, and then a benefit period between 1 and 2 years for how long the policy would pay. When you apply, you complete an application that asks health questions, and there is additional medical underwriting, as the insurance company has quite a bit of money on the line with these policies. So keep in mind that you want to apply for this coverage while you're healthy, while you're young enough to get it. Typically, you cannot procure new coverage once you turn 60. So we always encourage people with any policy where there's health underwriting, don't wait, apply now, because you never know when you might develop a condition that would prevent you from getting coverage or prevent you from getting full coverage. Some of the nice benefits of this coverage are that premiums are typically a tax-deductible business expense. You would want to consult with your tax advisor for the specifics of that. And also the premiums are quite reasonable. I think people are familiar with the premium structure for personal disability insurance. For this type of business overhead insurance, the premiums tend to be lower because the benefit periods are usually 1 to 2 years that they'll pay for. So there's a lot less potential payout for the insurance company than there is with personal disability insurance, where policies may pay until the person's 67 years old. So the premiums tend to be very reasonable and they're tax deductible. So it's really a great policy to have. If you'd like any additional information, such as a full list of the business expenses that can be covered, or a personalized illustration, or to talk through this with one of our representatives who can help run illustrations for you and answer any questions you have, please reach out to us. You can either call either of our numbers shown here or email our agency or me personally, and we would be happy to help you. Thank you for listening to this, and have a great day.